Okay, welcome guys. Welcome to this week's training module. And we're going to look at meditation and about getting some headspace. Now, meditation may be something that you've tried before, or maybe something you've thought about trying and probably thought maybe I should do this. Maybe it's something you've even tried before. Some of you will have had experience with meditation. Some of you won't. So we're going to touch on this in this part of your program, your mastery program. Because I think it can be very worthwhile. It's something that I looked at for a couple of years. I feel confident now sharing some of the ideas that I've learned about meditation to you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, let's look at what is meditation? What is it? Meditation is a 10-minute practice to more focus, less stress, and more happiness. Now, I know that sounds a bit too good to be true. How can something that only lasts 10 minutes where you effectively don't do anything, how can that actually help you to have more focus, be less stressed, and be happy? Well, this is not just a lot of people think meditation is a bit woo-woo, a bit out there, but this is scientifically researched, and it really does make a big difference. And the hardest thing is actually just doing it. The hardest thing is just finding 10 minutes to sit down and actually do nothing, because it doesn't seem like you're doing much. But the fact is that meditation works by not doing anything. Okay, so we're going to examine how that works, where to start, whether it's something that you want to look at. As I said, this is not something you have to do. I'm not saying in this program you have to go and meditate. I'm just going to, as you know, bring different ideas to you throughout this 6 months, different growth tools, different personal development tools that I think you could benefit from. As I mentioned, it's a tool for growth, awareness, and insights. And it took me a long time to get my head around the fact that I'm going to actually sit down to do nothing. It took me, I guess, getting over my ego a little bit to a certain extent, and also thinking, I don't need it. I'm not very stressed. And someone said to me, well, if you're not very stressed and you don't think you need it, you probably need it more than the person that is actually doing it. So that's something to think about. And it's a way to quiet the mind, stress relief, and give yourself some headspace. And what I mean by headspace is it's just a time where you actually do nothing and don't think about anything, especially in the modern day, with Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, 24-hour news channels, Netflix, Amazon. We're constantly bombarded with information, advertisements. It's just a very fast-paced, hectic world. And by actually taking 10 minutes to sit down, actually be quiet, usually with some headphones, some guided meditation, and to actually quieten the mind, just not think about anything. It's almost like just charging your iPhone, just turning it off and charging it, and just rebooting everything. So first of all, let's look at some of the emotional benefits of meditation. I touched on them when I kind of introduced the module. So first of all, there's definitely an increased self-awareness, because how often do we actually sit down and just think about nothing, focus on our breath, notice how we're feeling sitting down, notice the feeling in our fingertips and our toes? Rarely. There's always something going on. Never actually get a chance to do that. You get a chance to focus on the present. If you think about time, and most of the problems that we have is usually thinking about something that we should have done in the past. Maybe we should have said something to someone. Maybe we should have done that or not done something. So things that can't be changed. And then most of our worries about things that potentially could happen in the future. Very rarely do we actually sit down and be in the moment. And this is why things like dangerous sports, or any type of sport really, is very, very popular, because it enables people to get into the present. Like if you're climbing a mountain or jumping out an aeroplane or driving a fast car, you're actually in the moment. You're present, you're living, right? You're not thinking about what you should have done, what's gone on in the past. You're not thinking about what you should do. I've got to pay this bill, or I've got to speak to the boss tomorrow, or again, just examples. You're actually in the moment. And that's what meditation will allow you to do. It can help you reduce some negative emotions, definitely can reduce stress, but certainly manage stress. It's been shown, the researchers are showing that when you actually quieten the mind, literally switch off. It can reduce our stress hormone, which is cortisol, and it can give you perspective on stressful situations. And this one takes a bit of time, but it definitely makes a big difference on your creativity, imagination, patience, and tolerance. And really, the patience and tolerance comes down from actually sitting down and doing nothing. So 10 minutes is a great start, and we're going to talk about how and why and how often as we go through this presentation. But to actually put this in the diary and sit down and I'm just not going to do nothing, that's actually quite hard to do. It's been shown to lower the risk of depression. Now, I've seen all these emotional benefits firsthand, but when I actually read about meditation about 5, 6 years ago, and I saw all of these benefits, you would think that if that was true, you would think everyone would be doing it every single day. But I guess for me, it was almost like I had to actually experience it to be able to see the benefits. Because someone can tell you that something's going to work and it's going to do this, it's going to do that. But I think the disconnect with meditation comes up from the fact that you sit down and you don't actually do anything. So maybe part of your brain thinks, well, if I'm not doing anything, how can I experience these benefits? So it's one of these cases where you just have to try and start and actually get going with it. Let's look at some of the physical benefits of meditation. And this again has been proven. This is not woo-woo. This is real hard science data. It's been shown to lower blood pressure, improves heart rate, breathing and brain waves, and improves tension and tightness in your body and muscle. So if you've got any sort of stress, muscle pains, aches, lots of things going on in your head, lots of chatter, the inability to switch off at night. The weird thing is, kind of not the weird thing, the benefit of meditation will actually help you sleep, because when you quieten your own brain, lower your blood pressure, your breathing, your brain waves, enables you to switch off at night. So if you're a bad sleeper, typically a bad sleeper, meditation can actually help your sleep. So it's got a lot of added benefits there. So let's look at where you actually want to start with this. And probably the best place to start, and where I started certainly, was what we call a guided meditation. And this is usually done through an app on your phone. Most beginners start with an app on their phone, either Headspace or Calm. They're both meditation apps. I've used both of them. Headspace is what I started with. It's kind of almost like a game, really. You check in each day. There's someone with you've got your headphones on. There's someone talking to you about how meditation works, what you should do, focus on your breathing. It's a really, really great place to start. Now, I'll be completely honest. The first time I actually tried meditation, I did one day and then didn't do it for about a year. Second time I tried it, I did it for about 3 days, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and didn't do it for another 6 months. It was actually the third time that I tried it. I did a whole course of 30 days and have then since gone on to continually use one of the apps or do my own version of that. So just 10 minutes a day. And literally it's a case of headphones in, get the app out, press play, sit and relax, and the guided meditation will actually explain from start to finish what to do. And it's normally a case of just making yourself aware, feeling relaxed, feeling your blood pumping through your body, trying to clear your mind, different things. But again, I'm not an expert in this. Best to actually follow the app and follow the guided meditation. But the key is to set time aside. If you wait till the end of the day, I think I'm going to meditate at the end of the day, it usually doesn't happen. What I would suggest is actually book it into your day. However busy you are at work, just find 10 minutes, book it into your diary every single day, like an appointment to yourself. That would be one of the best things you can do. I said it's like make it a habit, and practice make perfect. It's going to feel strange. It does for most people in the beginning. Like anything, like any new habit, it feels weird, it feels uncomfortable, it feels like a waste of time to a certain extent. It did for me anyway. I'm not saying that's exactly how you'll feel, but that's a lot of reports from beginners that start off with meditation think, you know what, I'm really not feeling this, I'm not sure it's doing anything. But like any practice that's worth doing, it's worth just continually doing it. And eventually you think, you know what, I haven't meditated today, I need to go and do it. It's like anything, it's like even going to the gym. I mentioned there before, schedule it. If it's not scheduled, it's unlikely that you're going to do it. That's not to say you won't do it, but what gets scheduled gets done. So put it into the diary every single day, 10 minutes. Okay. The beginner's level is, Headspace and the Calm app. If you want to move up to an intermediate level, or if you've already done quite a bit of guided meditation, there's Dr. Joe Dispenza. You want to check out his morning and evening meditations, and you can get them on YouTube. There's loads of them you can download. His is slightly more advanced. It's 2 times 15 minutes, first thing in the morning and last thing before bed. But just to let you know, Joe Dispenza is kind of a bit out there. He is a bit woo-woo, kind of spiritual. He's read a lot of great, written a lot of great books that you might want to check out. So it's definitely taking it up another level. But I would suggest for most of you, if you haven't done meditation, to start with the beginner's level and then move up into the intermediate level. All right, so now you're probably thinking, okay, well, what do I do? How do I start? What's my action points? How do I, I'm going to give this a go, Gav. What do I do? So first of all, literally download Headspace or Calm. If you've got an iPhone or Android, any phone, download it from the App Store. Schedule 10 minutes on your diary every day and just start. It really is as simple as that. And as I said at the beginning, this is not something I'm going to force you to do. I'm going to just bring in these different growth tools, these different habits throughout our 6 months together. And it's just something to try. And I know from personal experience that it will benefit everyone, whether it's right for you, whether you've got the guts is the wrong word. This the ability to actually try it and sit down and do it. But to get the most out of all these programs, it's best to give everything a try. At least you can say you've tried it and it wasn't for you. But I think if you give it the time of day, you're going to get some great benefits from it. So download one of the apps, get 10 minutes on the diary, just start, and I will speak to you on our next one-to-one. And if we've already had that one, I will see you on the next video module. But, as I said, it's a skill. It takes time to get good at it and feel anything. Stick with it. It's definitely worth it. I will see you on the next module. Cheers, guys.